Good morning. Good morning. Seem to be bathed in some light here. Wow, what a morning. And just while we're waiting for a few people to get on, I thought I would just say a little bit about showing up. And this is a really cool thing about showing up. I'm not going to go into into what I like to call pity party. I'm not going to go into talking about all the drama that happened in my morning, because that wouldn't serve you, right? And this everything I do is about serving other people. So, but I will say that I just had a ripper morning, like really, truly. Who are parents out there? Just raise your hand. Who sometimes stuff goes on with your kids or between your kids, and you'd like have no idea what to say or do. Like you're just completely at a loss. You're just in such a state of overwhelm. There's so much going on. You just absolutely don't know what to say and don't know what to do. And this is one of the hazards of being a parent, is that you put this on yourself, that you should always know how to fix it and what to say and what to do. Anyway, this morning I had to put my hands up and have a bit of a tantrum. I've got my boxing. I've got a full-on day. And I'm really a bit shaken from the absolute chaos that went on this morning and all the stuff. My daughter had a horrible night last night. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm choosing to show up. So that's just a clue about what showing up really means, because everyone's got drama, everyone's got stuff going on in their lives, but I made a commitment to show up every single day for the next 30 days at this time to do a Facebook Live. So I'm going to get on with it. So I got a really great idea for some content this morning. I was watching a friend who's also a colleague of mine. His name is Tom Walters. I did a great interview with him last week, and I posted about it on my blog. If you want to go to my blog, christineburke.net, and give it a watch. Tom's an absolutely sensational guy. I normally do a lot of my content for women, and of course, if you're a woman looking for more self-confidence, self-love, any of that kind of stuff, busting through fears, Tom's an awesome person to listen to. So, but he said something this morning on a video of his that I watched, and it was the title of this live. I've even got notes. People who believe that they're worthy are those people that take action to get what they want. And this is really massive. This is a really big thing. And because it all comes down to worthiness. And so I did some researching this morning. I came across this article about the researcher called DeWitt, I think. And she wrote something called The Mindset, the Psychology of Success. And it sounds like a really great read. I might grab it and read it. Anything that's around mindset is something that's right up my alley. So anyway, because we all want to take action. We all want to take action for things that we want in our life, regardless of whether it is in our business, or we want to start a business, or we want some sort of health result. It's all about taking action. We all want this. We all want to take action towards what we want in our life, right? So when it sounds so simple, right? Because at the end of the day, all you got to do is look at where you are, right? Look at where you really are. As objectively as possible, bathed in a bit of reality, right? And the best way to do that is to look at your results always, to figure out where you are, look at your results, figure out what you need to do, and then take action. So it seems quite simple, right? But there are a few people in this world, successful people. Hey, Daphne, who have what this person calls is a growth mindset, right? And this is something that I absolutely love, which is why I jumped into this article, because, I am all about helping people develop a growth mindset. So basically, if you have a growth mindset, you are in the mindset where you're 100% unafraid to fail, right? 100% unafraid to fail, right? And this again is something that people can grow into. It's not something that you're necessarily born with. I believe some people are, or they grow into it very easily, while other people struggle a little bit. And this is opposed to a fixed mindset, right? So people who are in a fixed mindset let their perceived challenges stop them, right? Their perceived challenges stop them, and they're really let the failure, the idea of failure, get in the way, because they're constantly needing to prove their self-worth, right? So the difference between the two lies, in the worthiness, whether it's not coming from what you think you can do, right? And the sort of idea of having a really positive outlook and a positive sense of self, which of course is really important. But the people with a growth mindset really understand that worthiness comes from doing the do, right? So, and this is the only way that the growth mindset can continue, is that you're basically human, and in order to move ahead, in order to succeed, you simply have to fail, and you simply have to look at how you want to get from A to B, right? So how do we do this? How do we move from, having a fixed mindset to having a growth mindset? Because of course the great thing is you can move from one to the other, right? So the number one thing, and I always am talking to my team about this, is your language, right? So the language that you're using, not only to yourself, but when you're speaking to other people. So for example, start listening to what you're saying. And if you're using the phrase a lot, I can't, I'm always, I did it again. I can't learn how to use Facebook, right? I can't learn how to use Facebook, right? That's a completely self-defeating phrase to say to yourself, right? And, this sort of self-defeating language goes through our head all the time, right? But it's a skill to be able to start to learn how to catch yourself saying it. And that's the topic of another Facebook Live, of course. But, try this. I'm in the process of learning how to be proficient on Facebook, right? How different. You're basically saying the same thing, because if you think you can't use Facebook, you're trying to do something on social media. You're trying to do something on Facebook, but it's not working, right? So try to say something empowering, like I'm in the process of learning how to X, right? I can't believe I stuffed up again. I can't believe it. I can't believe I just made that mistake again. Again, self-defeating, not helping you, right? Or I love making mistakes because I know that it means I'm one step closer to where I want to be, right? This is what I say to myself a lot, right? Mistakes are all about getting into that growth mindset, right? So it's a process of looking at your self-talk. What are you saying to yourself? Because everything you say is an affirmation. So the minute you say, I can't do something, well, you're affirming to yourself that you can't. And you're also telling the universe that you can't either, right? Which is completely backwards, right? So you have to change the meaning around that for yourself, right? So you have to look at the language that you're using and then change the meaning of it. So I am in the process of changing the meaning that I put on failing. I am changing the meaning that I put onto the fact that there's, I opened up my Facebook Live just now and 6 people were on, and then that dropped down to 1. Now, I could say to myself, oh, damn, they don't like the way I look. Oh, they think I'm boring. That's not the meaning that I put to it, right? The meaning is, okay, they're just checking me out and awesome. This is, again, it's just another day. It's just another opportunity for me to grow. So that's number 2, that's number 1. So you got to change your self-talk. You got to change the way you're speaking to yourself and change the way you're talking to others. Start looking at, what do you say when you're in conversations with people? Do you jump on the pity party train with somebody? Are you constantly talking about things in your life that are going wrong as opposed to things in your life that are going right? Okay, so all about language and self-talk. So number 2, so you need to, I hate that word, need to. It's a good idea to stop procrastinating, right? So, and a great way of thinking about this is so many people put all their value on whether something's perfect or not, right? They get caught up in whether it's perfect or whether there's some minute detail that needs to change, and this is not just right, and that's not just right. This is a form of procrastination, right? So we need to shift our motivation to actually seeing the value in the process of it all and seeing the value of actually getting it done. Okay, regardless of whether you think it's perfect or not, right? This is not perfect. Me doing these Facebook Lives are not perfect, but I know I need to do them in order to get to where I want to be. So number 3 would be, and this is absolutely huge. This is absolutely massive, and this is stop using other people's success or your perception of their success as a measure or a barometer of where you are at. Okay, so just let that rest on you for a second. We are constantly in the habit of comparing ourselves to other people and using that as a way to, using that as a gauge as to how we are doing and where we are at. Stop it. We need to stop doing that because, first of all, you have no idea what's going on in somebody's life. Absolutely none. Even though you see what you see on Facebook, you really have no idea what's going on. So, and it's like you don't see you only see the glory, you don't see the story. You don't see what's going on behind the scenes. You have no idea how long that person's been working on something to get where they are, We just don't know. So we need to shift that motivation, I suppose, to internal. Figure out where you are at, right? Look at what you are doing. Look at your own performance, right? Look inside, deep inside, to where it is that you want to go, and come up with your own gauge, your own measure of success. So, and the best part of this number 3, of course, is that it makes you vulnerable. And this is vulnerability is a powerful thing. So anyway, I think I've talked. I hope you got lots of value from that. I appreciate you people coming and listening to me. I really enjoyed putting that Facebook Live together, and I'll turn this into a bit of a blog article, and you can come see that at christineburke.net. And wherever you are in the world, have an absolutely sensational day. I'm off to do my boot camp and sweat it up. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.